What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking and tuning in. This is pretty much the first attempt to just get the ball rolling with this thing. Welcome to Just Be podcast with Miggy, I guess. I don't even know where to go. I'm trying to just flow with it, but I guess the reason why you're all here, you're interested in whatever is going to be said. Kind of what motivated me to want to do this is I feel like within the last year I've had so many conversations with people, and in between the convo or towards the end, it's always like, dude, you gotta start a podcast. Like, there's so much that you say that like people need to hear, and I'm just like, what? Like, I'm just conversing with you. So I figured there's like a purpose behind all of that, and I think for me a big thing is I don't want to run away from anything that might be something good, not just for myself but for my friends, for whoever it is that's tuning in. And yeah, this is something new, so it's scary if I'm being completely honest, but I feel like if it scares you, you should run towards it. That sounds cheesy, but it's true. So yeah, with that being said, I'm here for you guys. If there's anything that you want me to talk about, if you want to hear my opinion on anything, let me know. Send me a message, send me a DM or an email or whatever. I'm here to talk to this camera, which is so weird that I'm staring at this camera, but I gotta remember it's like somebody in their car or somebody at home. But yeah, I hope this can be a space where you can look forward to coming to. I do plan on having like conversations with my nieces, my nephews, just really, if they're willing to, obviously, just really involve my loved ones, because I wouldn't be who I am without them. So I kind of want you guys to know a little bit more. I want you guys to see a little more of that side of me. I gotta also try and like remember to not say because I say a lot. Well, yeah, I have the story behind Just Be. No, I'm just kidding. So the story behind Just Be, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but I actually have it tattooed on me. So Just Be, I'm trying to simplify it because there's so much behind it. But to simplify it, I would say a lot of Just Be is learning to be still and let things go. So I was able to start working towards that. It's been almost 2 years now since I've been living on my own. And when I first moved out of my parents, I feel like that was the first time I genuinely got to like experience being alone. And it was scary. It was very uncomfortable. There was a lot of things that, there's a lot of things that were just loud. Were louder because there wasn't people around to kind of keep me distracted, and I had to really listen to what was going on. And there's just so much power in that stillness. Even right now, or when you have conversations with people, there's so much power in practicing like being present in that moment. So Just Be is that for me. It's just practicing the stillness to stop letting your mind run and be completely in this moment. Whether if that's in moments with your loved ones, at work, whatever it is, slowing your brain down and just taking this moment for what it is. And it's also like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. We're human beings, right? So the more we can practice just being who we are, the more we can practice just embracing who we are, with the good, with the ugly, with the bad, with everything that is part of the human experience. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know if I explained it enough. I can always revisit it, and I know it'll probably come up in conversations with friends and with family, but Just Be means so much to me because of the simplicity of it and how powerful that simplicity is. Yeah, and if you guys have questions about it outside of like these videos, I will gladly love to just be a friend and just talk to you guys and help you guys with whatever it is. But yeah, ask me questions. You ask me questions. I got Eric behind the camera. Any questions that you might think like somebody listening would have, or anything you think would be good to tell somebody.
Do you think you'll be learning a little bit more about yourself
through this process? For sure, man. I mean, this is already I'm learning. I say a lot. Like paying attention. But yeah, for sure. I'm very excited to just see where it goes, man. I feel like there is I keep saying I keep thinking about it now. But I feel like there's a lot of power in the whole just be thing, and I want people to, if I can help friends or viewers understand or to practice the whole just be concept or motto, that would be awesome because I know how much it's helped me. And I know if I've been able to experience what practicing just be in my life has done for me and the benefits, if that can help somebody else, dope, you know? I have a friend who sent me some topics that she thinks would be would be cool to go over. So one of them was 5 lessons you've learned this year. Which 5? That's kind of seems like a lot, but I would say, man, there's so many. I feel like for this type of stuff, I should prepare more. I should, bam, this lesson. But we're just going with it. Hopefully, the next episodes are a little more structured. But I would say one of the first lessons I've learned this year. That's a great question. I think definitely learn to accept change. Learning to accept that life is gonna look different, and that's okay. I feel like we fear change because it's uncomfortable, but the more that you can embrace change, the more freeing it's gonna be internally and mentally, because it can get very heavy mentally when you get so used to this like bubble of comfort. Like I feel like we all have comforts that we just know aren't the best for us, or comforts that we run to, whether it's like comfort food, comfort sex, comfort relationships, comfort at a job, in your home, family, whatever it is. So I think definitely accepting and embracing change freaking sucks. It sucks, but when you learn to take those steps to walk towards that change, again, it's just like this weight that's being lifted off of you. Another lesson, I would say, I've learned to be selfish with my time. I feel like for me, it's very easy to go out of my way and do things for people because I just love to love. And when I kind of took a step back to like apply that same love and attention to myself, it felt wrong. I almost felt guilty for doing that for me. But it's understanding that if I can take more time to like selfishly give myself the attention and care that I need, it's gonna like help when I'm selfless in a sense, because I'm being able to rebuild myself to be able to pour back out, if that makes sense. Another lesson I've learned would be time. Dude, time doesn't wait for anybody. Like if there's goals that you have, if there's dreams that you have, like time does not slow down. And also like getting rid of expectations, like get rid of a timeline or a time frame of like I need to do this by this point or by that point. I'm still learning that. Learning to like just stop expectations, learning to just flow with ideas, creative ideas like this, or even with like my boxing business, just doing it. Don't think about it and just do it. That would be a big thing, which sounds so cheesy because I feel like that's something you hear all the time, but when you can actually apply it in your life and start seeing the difference, it makes you want to keep doing more, and keep challenging yourself. How many was that? Like 3, 4? 3? Ooh, I still got 2 more. Okay. I think something else that I've learned is when you feel stuck, find the right people that can improve, not improve. When you feel stuck, find people that can help you move forward. And that starts with you. So I'm a firm believer, whenever you feel mentally stuck, emotionally stuck, or just stuck in life, it's because you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough. I feel like the minute you can learn vulnerability with the right people around you, even just with yourself, that's where you begin to have motion of moving forward. Because when your mind and your heart is so clogged up with all these emotions and tensions and things that you haven't really healed from, you feel stuck, and it's so crippling, and it's so discouraging. It's so just defeating. So definitely finding the right people, the right group of friends that you can be vulnerable with. And I'm a firm believer, and I always say to be vulnerable is to love, and to love is to be vulnerable. And what is love? Love, God is love. So it's in the midst of the vulnerability where you can experience and feel God, whether if it's through your friends, whether if it's through your family, through your partner, or even just with yourself. Vulnerability allows you to move forward. That would be a really big one. And I'm still learning to apply it, and it feels very good. So it's like learning to create that habit. And also, I feel like I've learned this before, but life allows you to relearn it in new seasons. Being careful who you're vulnerable with, because not everybody is gonna have the best intentions when they listen to you. And by that, I don't mean like don't open up to people. I just mean be careful who you open up to, because that person may be in a part of their journey where they can't really comprehend fully what you're expressing, and they don't comprehend the seriousness of what you're expressing. Therefore, they can just go and express all your business to somebody that like they weren't meant to hear your business, if that makes sense. So just being mindful with who you're vulnerable with. And how can you figure out like who you can be vulnerable with? I think just allowing to trust your intuition. I feel like for myself, I'm very intuitive, very like, I feel like my relationship with God allows me to trust my intuition that much more. And my intuition isn't ever wrong. So if you have that sense of intuition, sometimes you just know. Sometimes you know to like not be chilling with these people, or not be doing this and that with this person or that person. So just learning to trust your intuition. And how you learn to trust your intuition is by learning to trust yourself. And I think that is so hard. Just trusting yourself. That, I feel like that could be a whole podcast or episode in itself, which maybe it can be. How do you trust yourself? That'd be good conversations to have. But another question that my friend had and feels would be a good topic to discuss is how you get yourself out of a funk. So that's how I get myself out of a funk. Honestly, I would say what helps me, I think it's just doing something different. Because again, you get comfortable in these habits and these cycles of how you live your life. And for me, definitely prayer and seeking God. I feel like these last 3 months of my life, I've been more intentional about devoting like my time to God. So my spirituality, leaning on God and leaning on this higher power definitely helps me gain perspective. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to snap out of funks if I didn't have God to like depend on, if that makes sense. Because I'm a firm believer, your relationship with yourself is 100% a reflection of your relationship with God. So if I can learn to trust God even when I'm in a funk, knowing like, hey, there's something I can learn here, but let me not rush that something, or like, how can I snap out of this? It's understanding God works through people and God works through friends. So going back to what I said earlier, having my circle of people that I can express like, yo, I'm in this funk, I'm not feeling good, my mind feels heavy and I know it, my spirit feels heavy and I know it, I need help. Again, and it all kind of ties along with the whole vulnerability thing. Allowing a good friend in or two, they can help change your perspective. They can help, in a sense, carry the load with you. Because I am a firm believer, like, we are not meant to do life alone at all. And when we do, you feel the weight. You get in funks. And for me, it's very easy. I'm a professional at like getting in funks, I would say. Because when life throws things at me, I definitely self-isolate a lot. And I even made a habit of that from like being a kid and my upbringing. So yeah, just understanding you really aren't meant to carry things on your own. And what helps be snapped out of these funks is just good people, man. Good people in your corner, good people in your team, and just trusting this process, and also celebrating the small things, like genuinely being proud of yourself for the small things. For example, today, finally getting the ball rolling with this thing, or even just a couple of days ago, finally making the account official for Just Be. Like, that was something that held me back for so long. It's been almost a year of me having this whole podcast thing in mind. And yeah, I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but so I guess going a little further into Just Be. So how can I explain it? Because my brain races, right? And that, again, that's me not just being. That's me trying to figure things out. So Just Be is also learning to be with yourself. Learning to be with yourself. Learning to embrace this person that you are. And I've learned through conversations with myself, with friends, not a lot of people like to do that because it is so uncomfortable. We live in this like society where it's like the next thing, go. If I'm not doing this, I gotta do this. I gotta go to work. I gotta go pick up the kids. I gotta do it. Blah blah. Like there's just, it's almost this like a rat race that never ends. But when you can learn to just pause, whether if it's, because again, there's people that are moms, that are dads, that have so much responsibility, and it's hard to just be because it's so much is on your plate, and that gets overwhelming. But I feel like it doesn't have to look the same for everybody. Whether if it's you taking an extra, like the first 10 minutes of your day to really listen to what it is that you're feeling, or to structure like how your day should be, whatever it is, if it's driving, if it's in the gym, whatever helps you to just be present completely and have that healthy internal dialogue with yourself. That is what a lot of Just Be is. It's just learning to embrace you, learning to be you, learning to understand that the more that you can practice being you, the more you can embrace this creation that God made. And that's in a sense like a very powerful like form of self-love, self-acknowledgement, even if there's areas that you don't love, because we all got those areas. Just the power of acknowledgement, you know? I even did like a whole podcast with a friend about Just Be, and like that continues to change, but it stays the same, if that makes sense. I feel like that doesn't make sense, but it remains the same as life is changing, I guess. And if you can keep understanding yourself by being with yourself, the smoother these highs and lows will feel, because we know life is full of highs and lows. You got any questions? You want me to go dive into anything, or
Who are you, bro?
Who am I? Shoot, I don't know.
For people who don't know.
Who am I? That's a great question. I am Miguel Angel Castillo Jr. Now, what up, guys? My name is Miguel. I go by Miggy. My friends call me Miggy. That's the nickname. Who am I? That's a beautiful question. Shit, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I would say I am, first and foremost, I'm a friend. I am an uncle. I am a photographer, a boxing coach, a manager at a restaurant. I am a lot of things, but the main thing is I feel like I am, it sounds so cheesy, bro, but I definitely feel like I am just a good person to do life with. That sounds so cheesy, but it's like talking to myself. Like, I'm just a good human being that you want to be around. And I don't say that in a super cocky way. I just say that in a perspective of, I feel like I'm always here to either like gain perspective or give perspective. So yeah, I just love to love. I love to love. I love to let people know that you have a friend in me, and like if there's anything that you ever want to discuss or talk about, I'm here, because I do know how hard it is. I know how hard life can be. I know how lonely things can feel. So I feel like a lot of who I am is driven by this like fuel of pain and like if that makes sense. Like there are certain pains that I experienced as a child, which we all have that, right? But I think I look at it as like I just want to be the person for whoever I meet, or friends or family, that I wish I had when I was younger. Um, if I can be an ear to listen to you, if I can just be somebody to like help you feel a little bit lighter, like that's for sure who I am. Like that's a lot of who I am. It's not completely me, I guess, because there's layers and different dynamics to us as individuals that I'm still learning and tapping into. But yeah, I would say I'm just a friend. I think, to simplify it, like I Miggy Castillo am just a friend. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, like I'd say I'm just a friend. I'm somebody that loves to love and loves to just allow you to feel like you matter, because you do. Yeah, I don't know, kind of rambled, but all right, guys. So I'm hoping this wasn't too long. I'm gonna try and still figuring out, like, I guess, the logistics of how long I want things to be. But what I do know is I just want this to be a space where I can connect with you, and vice versa. So if there are any questions, any topics that you would want to listen to me discuss with you through this camera, through this phone, whatever it is that you're watching or listening on, send me any topics, send me anything you might want to know about me, or yeah, just anything that you're interested in. I guess I feel like that's kind of repetitive, but I guess the biggest thing with this podcast is if I can help like just one friend of mine, or a complete stranger listening, to just feel a little bit lighter, like I feel like I am doing my job, and I'm walking in my life purpose, by helping you get more understanding or more clarity in things. So, and to let you know, like, you definitely are not alone, because we can feel so lonely, right? And I've learned, like, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Being lonely is very depressing, very, like, just dark and not good feelings. Being alone is finding peace within yourself. So if you can find peace through this podcast or through these conversations, that would make my heart so happy. So wrapping this up, like, just know things will get better, even though it doesn't feel like it. And I even have it like on merch and stuff in Spanish. It says todo va a estar bien. I want you to know that everything will be okay. And yeah, let's just keep pushing forward. And you got a friend in me. It's so cheesy. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, peace.